Welcome to Fairy Tales English Journey. Today we will read a wonderful story about a prince searching for a true princess. Have you ever wondered how someone can prove they are truly royal? In our story, a tiny green vegetable reveals a very big secret. Let us begin our magical adventure together right now. Finding a real princess is not as easy as it sounds. Many people can wear beautiful crowns and fancy dresses, but true royalty comes from something deep inside. This classic tale teaches us about honesty and delicate feelings. You will learn new English words while enjoying a beautiful bedtime story. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, lived a handsome prince. He had everything a young man could ever want. He lived in a majestic stone castle surrounded by beautiful green gardens. His parents were the good king and queen of the land, but the prince felt very sad and lonely inside. The prince wanted to get married and share his life. He dreamed of finding a true princess to be his wife, but he was very particular about what a true princess should be. She needed to be genuine and kind and completely authentic. He decided to travel the entire world to find her. The young prince packed his bags and prepared his horse. He kissed his mother and father goodbye before his long journey. He rode through dark forests and crossed wide, rushing rivers. He visited many different kingdoms and met many beautiful young women. Everyone wanted to marry the handsome young royal prince. In the first kingdom, he met a princess wearing golden silk. She was very beautiful and had a lovely singing voice, but when she spoke, she was very rude to her servants. The prince knew a true princess must have a kind and gentle heart, so he sadly rode away to the next kingdom. In the second kingdom, he met a princess with sparkling jewels. She lived in a palace made entirely of white marble, but she only cared about looking in her silver mirror all day. The prince realized she was too vain to be a good queen. He sighed and continued his long, tiring journey. The prince traveled for many months across the vast lands. He met princesses who were too loud and princesses who were too quiet. Some were very clever but lacked compassion for poor people. Others were very sweet but did not understand how to rule a kingdom. He could not find the perfect match anywhere. There was always something slightly wrong with every single princess. The prince started to lose hope of ever finding true love. He wondered if a real princess even existed in the whole world. His heart felt heavy as he turned his horse around. He decided it was time to finally go back home. The king and queen were very happy to see their son. They welcomed him back to the castle with a great feast, but they could see the deep sadness in his brown eyes. The queen wanted to help her son find his perfect royal bride. She told him to be patient and keep hoping. One evening, a terrible storm rolled over the quiet kingdom. The sky turned dark purple and loud thunder shook the castle. Bright flashes of lightning lit up the tall stone towers. Heavy rain poured down from the angry clouds above them. The wind howled fiercely through the old wooden window frames. The royal family sat together in the warm, cozy drawing room. They drank hot tea and listened to the scary storm outside. Suddenly, they heard a loud knocking sound at the heavy wooden castle door. The king wondered who could possibly be outside in such terrible weather. He ordered the guards to open the door. The heavy oak door creaked open to reveal a young woman. She stood shivering in the cold wind and pouring rain. Her clothes were completely soaked and dripping wet puddles on the stone floor. Her long hair was plastered to her freezing cold cheeks. She looked very miserable and exhausted from the storm. The king invited the poor, shivering girl inside the warm castle. She stepped into the grand hallway and thanked the kind king. Despite her ruined clothes and messy hair, she stood very tall and proud. She spoke with a gentle and polite voice that echoed softly. She claimed that she was a real princess. The old queen looked at the wet girl with great doubt. Water was literally running out of her shoes and onto the rug. She certainly did not look like any royal princess they had ever seen. But the queen was a very wise woman with a clever mind. She thought of a brilliant secret plan. The queen smiled warmly and welcomed the girl to stay the night. She told the servants to bring the guest some dry clothes and warm soup. The young prince watched the girl as she drank her hot meal. He noticed her elegant manners and the kind way she spoke to everyone. He felt a spark. While the princess warmed up by the crackling fireplace, the queen went upstairs. She walked into the finest guest bedroom in the entire royal castle. She told her loyal maids to take all the blankets and sheets off the bed. She wanted the wooden bed frame to be completely empty and bare. The queen reached into her pocket and pulled out a single green pea. She had taken it from the royal kitchen just a few minutes ago. She placed the tiny round vegetable right in the middle of the wooden bedboards. It looked incredibly small, resting on the large empty wooden frame. Then the queen gave her servants a very strange and difficult order. She told them to bring 20 thick mattresses from the storage rooms. The servants carried the heavy mattresses up the spiral stairs one by one. They stacked all 20 mattresses directly on top of the tiny green pea. But the wise queen was not finished with her secret test yet. She ordered the servants to fetch 20 soft feather beds. These were made from the softest feathers of royal swans and geese. The servants placed the 20 feather beds on top of the 20 mattresses. The bed was now incredibly tall. The tower of mattresses and feather beds reached almost to the ceiling. A servant had to bring a tall wooden ladder just to reach the top. The queen looked at the giant bed and nodded her head with satisfaction. She knew this would be the ultimate test of true royal sensitivity. The queen went back downstairs to check on their young guest. The princess was now wearing a dry dress and looked much better. Her blonde hair was brushed and her cheeks had a healthy pink color. The queen told her that her special room was finally ready. The princess thanked her very politely. A maid led the princess up the stairs to the guest bedroom. The princess was amazed when she saw the incredibly tall bed. She had to climb carefully up the wooden ladder to reach the top. The feather beds felt very soft and luxurious beneath her hands. She crawled under the warm silk blankets. The maid blew out the candle and wished the princess a good night of rest. The room became dark and quiet except for the rain outside. The princess closed her eyes and tried to fall asleep after her long journey. But something felt very wrong with her soft, luxurious bed. She tossed and turned uncomfortably. No matter how she positioned herself, she could not get comfortable. There seemed to be something hard pressing against her delicate back. She moved to the left side of the giant bed, but the lump was still there. She moved to the right side, but it felt even worse. Sleep simply would not come. The storm outside slowly faded away as the long night continued. The princess stayed awake, staring at the dark ceiling above her. She felt bruised and sore all over her tired, aching body. She wondered what could possibly be hidden beneath the 20 soft feather beds. It was the worst night of her life. Morning finally arrived with bright sunshine pouring through the bedroom window. The birds began to sing sweet songs in the castle gardens. The princess climbed slowly down the tall wooden ladder, feeling very exhausted. She rubbed her tired eyes and stretched her sore arms and legs. She prepared to meet the royal family downstairs. The king and queen and prince were already sitting at the breakfast table. They were eating fresh bread and drinking sweet apple juice. They smiled when the young princess walked into the bright dining room. The queen asked her how she had slept in the grand guest bed. The princess hesitated for a moment. The princess did not want to sound rude or ungrateful to her hosts, but a true princess must always speak the honest truth. She sighed deeply and told them she had a truly terrible night. She explained that she barely closed her eyes for a single minute. The royal family listened to her words closely. The princess said she felt something incredibly hard in the bed. She told them her whole body was covered in black and blue bruises. She had no idea what was under the mattresses, but it was very painful. The queen smiled a huge, bright smile when she heard this complaint. Her secret plan had worked perfectly. The prince looked at his mother with great confusion in his eyes. He did not understand why she was smiling at their guest suffering. The queen stood up and joyfully explained her clever hidden test. She told them about the single tiny green pea placed under the 20 mattresses. The prince gasped in absolute amazement. The queen explained that only a real, genuine princess could be so sensitive. No ordinary person could ever feel a tiny pea through 20 thick mattresses. And certainly no one could feel it through 20 soft feather beds as well. Her delicate skin proved that she possessed true royal blood. The mystery was finally solved. The young prince was absolutely overjoyed by this wonderful news. He looked at the beautiful princess with deep love and admiration. He finally found the authentic royal bride he had been searching for. He walked over to her and gently took her soft hand in his own. He asked her to marry him right then. The princess looked into the kind brown eyes of the handsome prince. She had noticed his gentle nature and warm smile the night before. She felt a strong connection to him despite her terrible sleepless night. A bright, happy smile spread across her beautiful face. She gladly accepted his sudden and romantic marriage proposal. The entire castle erupted in joyous celebration at the wonderful news. The king ordered the servants to prepare a magnificent royal wedding. The cooks baked huge sweet cakes and roasted delicious fresh meats. The musicians tuned their wooden instruments for the grand evening dance. The kingdom was filled with music and happy laughter everywhere. The wedding day was the most beautiful event the kingdom had ever seen. The princess wore a stunning white gown decorated with tiny shining pearls. The prince wore his finest red velvet suit with gold buttons. They stood together in the grand castle hall and promised to love each other forever. Everyone cheered very loudly. After the wedding, the tiny green pea was placed in a special museum. It was put inside a beautiful glass case for everyone to see. People traveled from all over the world to look at the famous vegetable. They marveled at how such a small thing changed the history of the kingdom. It was amazing. The prince and the princess lived very happily ever after together. They ruled the kingdom with kindness and wisdom and gentle understanding. They always remembered the stormy night that brought them together. And they never ever put vegetables in their beds again. Their love story became a famous legend told throughout the entire land. Now let us talk about the important lessons we can learn from this story. This famous fairy tale was written by a man named Hans Christian Andersen. He wanted to show that true qualities cannot be easily hidden. The true nature of a person will always reveal itself in the end. This is a very valuable lesson. The tiny green pea represents a small test of character and truth. Sometimes, the smallest things in life can reveal the biggest secrets. The queen used her wisdom to find the truth without asking directly. She knew that actions and feelings speak much louder than simple words. We can use this wisdom in our lives. Sensitivity is often seen as a weakness in our modern world. But in this story, sensitivity is the ultimate proof of royal nobility. Being sensitive means you can feel things deeply and understand small details. It means you are aware of your surroundings and your own feelings. This is actually a very beautiful and strong quality. The princess did not pretend to have a good night of rest. She was honest about her discomfort even though she was a guest. Honesty is another very important theme in this classic fairy tale. Telling the truth is always better than hiding your true feelings. Her honesty is exactly what helped her find true love forever. Let us review some useful English words from our wonderful story today. The word mattress means a large, soft pad used for sleeping. The word bruise means a dark mark on your skin from an injury. The word sensitive means being very quick to feel or notice things. Practice using these words in your daily conversations. Another good word to remember is authentic, which means real and genuine. The prince wanted an authentic princess, not a fake one. The word delicate means very fine in texture or easily broken. The princess had delicate skin that could feel the tiny pea. Building your vocabulary will help you speak English much better every day. Have you ever felt uncomfortable but were afraid to say anything about it? It is very common to want to be polite and stay completely quiet. But just like the princess, your feelings are very valid and important. Learning to express your feelings nicely is a great skill. It helps others understand you much better always. Think about a time when a small detail changed your whole day. Maybe a single kind word from a friend made you smile widely. Or maybe a tiny pebble in your shoe made walking very difficult. Small things have great power in our big world. Paying attention to details makes life much more interesting and meaningful. Reading English fairy tales is a fantastic way to improve your language skills. The stories use descriptive words that create clear pictures in your mind. You learn how sentences are built and how stories flow naturally. Plus, they are very fun and entertaining to read before bed. Make reading a daily habit for better English learning. We hope you enjoyed this magical journey to the royal kingdom today. The story of the princess and the pea is a timeless classic treasure. It reminds us to value honesty and embrace our sensitive feelings warmly. Please share this beautiful story with your family and your good friends. They will surely love it too. If you want to hear more wonderful English stories, please subscribe now. We create new videos to help you learn and grow every single week. Leave a comment below and tell us your favorite part of the story. Did you like the clever queen or the honest princess best? We love reading all your sweet comments. Thank you so much for watching Fairy Tales English Journey today. Keep practicing your English words and always believe in your own magic. Remember that your true, authentic self is your greatest royal treasure. Have a wonderful day and sleep well tonight without any peas in your bed. We will see you next time. Goodbye.